Hi Year 3, hello, Mr. Huxley here. Hi, I just want to make a short video explaining to you what my favourite children's book is and why I like it and a little bit about it. So, my favourite children's story is The Fantastic Mr. Fox by Roald Dahl. For those of you who don't know, it's a Roald Dahl book, and personally it's one of my favourite Roald Dahl books. So some of you will know James and Johnny Peach, you'll know the BFG, you'll know Matilda, which lots of you like. Danny the Champion of the World is another one of my favourite ones. But for me, it's all the things I like about Roald Dahl are in this book here. Because of the humour, the adventure and the language is all in this quite short book as well, so it's quite a good easy read. But if you don't know anything about it, it's about Mr. Fox who lives with his wife and 4 children, and they live on the ground by a tree, by some 3 farms, and obviously to to provide food for his family. Every day they sneak out from their home by underground by the tree, and they go and steal food from the 3 farmers. Now they're not very nice farmers. Farmer Boggis, Bunsen, Bean. You'll find out lots about these farmers through the story as well. And they're not very nice farmers, but so he feels okay for stealing from them because he needs to provide food for his family, chickens and everything else. So the farmers don't like this though, and they hatch a plan to try and capture Mr. Fox because they see all somebody's stealing all of their livestock. So they hatch a plan to try and capture Mr. Fox, and they wait for him outside his den, and they don't succeed, but they do manage to shoot off his tail. So, and then they decide, okay, we're going to wait for him. So Mr. Fox has to come up with a very genius plan. Now that's the bit I won't tell you about, because when I'm going to tell you why I like the story, I'm not going to tell you literally the whole story because I want you to read it. So if you haven't read about it before, find a copy and try, and you get to the bit and you'll really love the bit of how does Mr. Fox, what plan does he come up with? Because obviously he's got to provide food for his family still, but he's trapped because the 3 farmers, Boggis, Bunsen and Bean, have surrounded his tree and are on the lookout for him, so he can't go out. How does he continue to get food? So he comes up with a plan, and that's why it's called The Fantastic Mr. Fox, because it's a fantastic plan, and he's so cunning, clever, he's witty, he leads all the animals, he leads his family, he's a great leader, and all the animals that he encounters, and he gets all the animals, gets Banjo to help him, and it's got a good celebratory ending, but also an interesting last kind of line of the story as well. So it encapsulates all those things I like about Roald Dahl. It's got the energy, it's got the clever central character. It's a bit sneaky, but the plan he comes up with is fantastic. The language is fantastic, and also the illustrations, because if you get the original, it's Quentin Blake. Quentin Blake, who does all the illustrations for Fantastic Mr. Fox. So if I find, so you've got him there meeting Badger, and you've got him there where he says to himself, "I am fantastic." It's brilliant. So I think that's it. That's all I wanted to say. How I would to persuade a friend or one of you who haven't read it, hopefully hearing how I've described the story and how what I like about the story might encourage you to have a go reading it. Thank you. So what you can do now is you can try and make yourself a short video, shorter than I did there. Try to get mine to 2 minutes, but I enjoy the book so much I couldn't stop talking about it. So produce a short video, explain to people why you like the story, a bit about the story, but not the whole story. You don't need to describe the whole story to people, because you want people to go and read it themselves, don't you? So just enough to get people interested and think, oh, I'm going to read that myself. So we can't wait to find out which books you come up with. Okay? Thank you very much.